Raymond, I've given this a lot of thought, and I can't do what you are asking me to do.
Again, come in and sit down there before you speak.
Raymond.
I want you to come in and sit down there before you speak. Vivian?
I'll leave you two alone now.
Raymond,
Actually, it was better when you said it standing up. So go out and come back in. Do it by yourself without Vivian.
We're back with Jesse Plemons. That was a clip from Kinds of Kindness. And you know what? I don't usually reveal what you and I are talking about during the clip, but you did say, how about that turtleneck?
How about that turtleneck?
It's a really good turtleneck. A turtleneck and a mustache. Not enough guys are trying to pull it off right now.
I know. I must have that in me because I signed off on both. You know?
Did, yeah. You're like, I'd like to do both of these. They were like, you sure you don't want to just do one? You're like, it doesn't work with just one. First of all, before we get to the substance of the film, congratulations, you won Best Actor at Cannes. Excuse me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You were not there to accept.
I was not.
You were working.
I was working, yeah. I was finishing this mini-series that was shooting here, and it had been maybe a month since I'd seen my kids. I did this night shoot and got on a plane that morning and knew, because my wife and my mom did some investigating online, that it was going to be announced that morning. And so before I turned my phone on, I was like, well, I guess I'll find out. And turned my phone on and saw just a ton of exclamation marks. And I was like...
That's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah.
And you were probably happy that you got home, not just to see your kids, but as we've established, you probably hadn't written a speech.
Exactly. And it was too late. By the time I landed, it was like 10 minutes before they were going to present the awards.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh. Yeah.
You'd been to the Cannes Film Festival before.
Yes.
Brought your dad. Mm-hmm. How did he like it?
Oh, man. Yeah, my dad, Jim Bob, truly is, I mean, he's a retired firefighter, and, you know, he always loves coming to visit whatever set I'm on. He's always kind of says the same thing, like, man, all these people, you know?
Yeah.
I can't get over how many people it takes to make a...
Yeah, it's true.
Which is true.
It is true.
Every time he says it, I'm like, yeah I know.
Well, more than
a lot
you think.
of people. But yeah, I love having him at any event. He came to the Academy Awards one year and was there at Cannes, and he is always having the best time, no matter what room we're in. And I feel like I meet more people because he's there. He's like, you got to meet this guy. That's it, you know. It was a blast. Yeah.
Was there anyone Jim Bob was excited to meet?
As a matter of fact, yes. We were at some after party, and Selma Hayek was there, and he had to get a picture with Selma Hayek to show his buddies.
Sure.
Yep.
I had the same thing with my mom once and Idris Elba, which I feel like same thing. I feel like when either of those two people, Salma or Idris, is at a party, there's either a long line of moms waiting for pictures or a long line of dads.
Yeah. They must be used to it.
So this is a Yorgos. Help me with his last name. Yorgos?
Lanthimos.
Lanthimos. Fantastic director. Did Poor Things with Emma Stone. This is the first time you've worked with him.
Yeah.
And this is a exceptionally unique and incredible movie, but it's basically like, would you say three, it's almost like novellas? Or
What do you think it's about, Seth?
What do I think about? Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts, actually, about what the first part is about.
I'm sorry.
No.
You don't have to answer that.
Well, I want to say something about this movie, because I think I see what you're doing, because this movie is hard to explain, and you've had to do it not on late night shows, you've had to do it on morning shows.
I know, yeah, just recently.
Watching you on a morning show trying to explain this nutty movie.
I've got my sentence that
So what's your
sums it up.
sentence?
Well, and this is true. And I feel like in all of his films, especially with this one, he's exploring very universal, very human themes that we all deal with in our daily lives, but just in very surreal, very dark, sometimes kind of comedic and ridiculous ways. And shows sort of how ridiculous we can be as a species, which I appreciate, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say, it is very dark. Parts are spooky, and I maybe laughed harder 3 different times than I've laughed at a movie all time this year. So I do.
Really? Great.
Yeah, there's a moment. I'm not giving anything away. Where it cuts to the home movie you wanted to watch.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I did not see that coming.
You got to watch it to see what it's talking about.
All right, we saw your hair in the first one. Also, you play 3 different characters.
Yes.
So we saw Turtleneck Jones. I think that's his name.
Turtleneck
right?
Jones.
Yep. Then you're
What's
a police
his name?
officer. You lost your, lose your mustache here.
Yeah.
And then we got this fella here.
What's his name?
This guy's Mr. Life of the Party? Yeah. He's Mr. Party. Did you shoot it? This is this feels like maybe an ignorant question. Did you shoot it in hair order? So you
Yes.
shot, yeah. So you did
got
most
it.
hair first. Because that would
Most
be a bummer.
hair.
As a director, you'd be like, oh, why did I think of this? Like if you wrap this one and they're like, all right, come back tomorrow with a full head of hair.
Yes.
How did you find, did you like that you got to play 3 different characters, and was it tricky to have distinction between the 3 of them? It certainly shows up on screen that they're 3 completely different people.
It was, but I mean, the whole thrill of working with Yorgos and then on this film in particular is that it's a standalone experience. You're not gonna have that it's your run-of-the-mill sort of film, and it was really interesting. We did have some discussions early on about not wanting this to turn into some actor show where it's like Peter Sellers transformations and accents and that sort of thing, because that might have veered off into a different direction. But so it was fun to try and find that line of making them distinct enough, but there is something kind of in tone and in theme that is connecting them at the same time. So
There were a lot of people who've worked with him in the past. Willem Dafoe, Emma Stone. Did you have a faith going into it of knowing that these actors sort of keep going back and working with Yorgos over and over?
for sure, and I mean, anytime you step into an environment where everyone knows each other and they seem like some weird family, it puts you at ease, which that's what it feels like. Yeah.
It's really special. It always is. Everything you do. Last time when Kirsten was here, I asked her to tell you that I loved you. Did she?
She did.
Did she?
She did,
good.
and I just want to say I love you.
All right, good. I'm very
Okay.
glad. Now I can say it face to face.
Okay.
All right, you guys, that's Jesse Plemons, everyone. Kinds of Kindness is in select theaters this Friday and everywhere on June 28th. Stick around. We'll be right back with Jan van Furstenberg and Sharmino Benchenoy.